Hi guys, this is Jacob from Wager Me This, and for a long time, people have asked me about bubble craps and what I think about bubble craps or whatever, and on what strategy I play on bubble craps. Well, first thing first, I don't really play bubble craps. Every now and then, I do while I'm waiting for a table to open or something. I'll go over there and I'll put 20 bucks or 30 bucks in it and just sit there and mess around. But for the huge majority of the time, I'd never play it. Now, a long time ago, when West Memphis only had bubble craps and there was no live tables there, I used to go there and play it some. And this is what I did. It was a $3 min, but you had to put 5 on the pass lines. But everything else was like $3 min. And so what I would do at that point is I usually would play with like 200 bucks is what I would take in there. That was what my bankroll was then. I would take $200 in, my session bankroll. I'd take $200 in and I'd play. Well, on their bubble craps machine, it like showed how many rolls had been since we seen a hard 6 and a hard 10, a hard 4, it showed how many rolls since these things had happened. Well, one thing I would do is when them rolls got up to like 80 and 90 and stuff since that one had happened, I would start betting it. And I would kind of martingale it a little bit. And that actually worked for me a lot. That's actually how I had my biggest day on bubble craps, which was just right under $2,000. I made off it. It was off of hitting aces back to back. And what had happened is I had martingaled these aces. Like the ace was up to like 240 rolls since it last showed. So I started betting it, and I got that, and I got it up to like 25, and then. Of course, 25 times 30, $750, and then the next roll I left like $40 on it, and it hit again. But anyway, so and then I played some back here and there, but I left that day with like just under $2,000, but it was all off just them 2 rolls basically. Not really a strategy, just that I saw they hadn't shown in a long time. Now, not all bubble craps games are like that. And that was a long time ago. Honestly, I showed some video of bubble craps that was at Oaklawn. And then the one that made me delete, because I got in trouble for there. But that day I put in $40 and I cashed out $47. Bubble craps just isn't my thing. There's a couple things about bubble craps that I just don't like. Number one, you don't get to touch the dice. That bothers me. It bothers me that out of all the things that they took away in the bubble craps game, that's the most important thing that they took away, right? The second thing that they take away in bubble craps is the dealer interaction, right? So they're making it totally like non-interactive, and that I don't care for that, and but there's a couple good things about bubble craps, okay? The good things about bubble craps are that it pays to the penny, and you can bet smaller denominations on things if you want. And that you can buy anything, anytime you want. There's no limits on that. But anyways, there are some good things. And that it's relatively fast because it's on a timer. So it goes at whatever rate that timer's set at. So there's definitely some good things about it. Now, when it comes to do I think it's rigged or do I think it's, not true? I don't. I think it's just purely random. And the reason I say this is because I've watched a lot of people's bubble craps videos where I'll see rolls that go 17, 18 rolls, and the person is on the light side and winning money. And then I'll see rolls that go 4 rolls and they're on the light side losing money. I've seen it both ways so much between AZ and Crap Strategy Live and Bubble Craps Tracker. I've seen their videos and I've seen it go so many different ways. And then also the machines usually, unless it's one of them individual ones, if it's one of the ones that have 8 or 9 people around it, I mean, don't get me wrong, the computer could figure out whichever's the best way to roll it, I guess, but it wouldn't. It just doesn't make sense for it to do that. People are going to lose on their own. They don't need help. No, I just started. But you need to get dressed because after I'm done with this, we're going to go.
Okay.
But, well, I'm just going to do a special thing because I'm going to show bubble craps. What kind of try to show bubble craps, buddy? So I'm just going to pop the dice up right here. Anyways, there's the champion Justice right there. But anyways, so this is what I do when I do play bubble craps, which I don't hardly ever play.
What can I at least roll?
Well, buddy, I'm just going to bounce him right here, okay? Why don't you just go get ready? He earned a BB gun, so we're buying a BB gun today.
Yeah, because I did good at the baseball, but it was actually the championship.
Yep. So what I do, I got $120 here.
It ain't the last game. There's going to be more.
Yeah, but on a different league. All right, but you got to let me do this, okay?
Okay.
But so one of the things about bubble craps that's nice is that you can bet the small denominations on the box numbers, okay? So like I'm gonna play this like it's a $3 table because that's the only ones I know. I've seen the $1 ones different places, but I've just never played them. All right, so first thing I do is I play a don't. And the reason I play a don't on this is because, a $20 don't, is because it seems to me like that in the big scheme of things from what I've seen on the bubble craps, that the 7 stays relatively consistent into that between 4 and 8 rolls. Now don't get me wrong, there's some long ones we've seen, but there's been some really crazy 0.7 runs too. So, all right, and we got a 2, 1, 3. All right, so
Daddy,
what's up, buddy?
I downloaded a new game
You
on
did.
the phone.
All right, so we're just gonna
By
rank that.
myself.
Next shot is a 448.
So that's how you do it. I thought you just chuckled.
So then what I would do is I would play this just like my normal strategy. I'm just going to go 3, 3, 3. Not on the 8, of course. Like that. And I'm just going to let this ride like this. Bumping it up $1 each time.
415.
Alright, so I'm not going to have the exact amounts. But like on the 4, I'm just going to pay 6 because it's going to buy. On the 5, I'm going to pay 5, and on the 6, I'm going to pay 4. And I'm just going to, that's how I'm going to do it, because I don't know the exact, of course, payouts, but they'll be close. 6, 2, 8, so we got knocked off right away. No big deal. Again, I would play this just like my normal strategy. I would just play it smaller like this. All right, we're off on the come out. And there's the 8 right back. I wouldn't replace that. And there's the 3. And it looks like a 7. That wasn't an 8, that was a 7. It was a leaner, but it would have been a 7. Okay. Same thing, $20 don't. 5, 2, 7. Okay, so it's a terrible start there. Justice, please quit. Same thing. And the 6, 5, 1. That was not a 7, that was a 6. All right, let's get some white chips. All right, here we go. And the 6 right back. So we're just having a terrible run at this. This is definitely a big AZ run. All right, here we go.
You have to play.
Come out 7. Doesn't do nothing to us right here. And a 3. And a ton of 3s. And a 5. Alright, so our point's 5. Justice, quit. If you're going to do that, you got to get out of here. They can hear you, buddy. Alright, so there's our first hit. It's going to pay $5. Alright, so I bump up both numbers, the sister number and the number that hit. And that's how I do it. Just bump them up $1 at a time and hope a long roll happens. If I was playing bubble craps, I just don't, you know, our points have been getting knocked off. So that hurts on this bubble craps for sure. It does seem like the numbers come in bunches on bubble craps more. Like they come far more in bunches. And there's another come out 7. And it looks like we're down to, that's about it. And there's the 5. All right. Get $10. we're not going to be able to get everything. Okay, so there's one left. Let's just put it on the 6. All right, there's a yo. And there's the 6. We chose for $1 extra. All right, so there's 4. I'm going to pay 5. And again, guys, I don't know what them exact payouts are going to be, but I bet they're pretty close to that. They might, you know, might be a little less, might be a little more. There's back-to-back 6s. So 5, I'm going to pay 6. I'm actually going to get this 10 this time. And ace. But this is what I would do. And the reasoning behind this, there's a 5, 5, 10, is simple. It's that it allows you to bump your bets up so slow like this and to play such a small denomination that you could buy in for very little, and actually percentage of your buy-in you could make profit relatively easily. You're not going to make tons of money, but this is a good way for beginners. There's 5 and pay 6. This is a very good way for beginners to start. And what I'm saying is that because you can play basically $1 at a time. So there's 5. Is that it gives you that chance to do what I'm doing and just bump these up slowly, but be collecting money at the same time and learn the game. All right, 4, 2, 6. And you keep learning the game. There's 7. I'm going to say that pays 8. Probably not quite 8, but, or maybe it's not quite 9. Again, on the payouts, I'm just getting close. I'm trying to get within $1, so I'm not getting within pennies. So when hit our 5, get knocked off, that's fine. We're not going to replace it. Again, you could take down right here at Bubble Crap's probably not a bad idea to start over. Right, there's a come out 7 and a 12. But again, this is what I do. I'm not going to put a whole bunch of money on it, on Bubble Craps, because I feel like that one of the biggest things they've taken away, and that's the control of the dice. And that's whether you can control them or not, or whatever you think about that. They've still taken that away. There's an $8 winner. And in my opinion, they're trying to take the dealers away also with this. And that was the idea behind it. So I don't like that either. And there's the 6. So 8 is probably going to pay 9. I'm not really sure. But I'm going to go with 9. All right. And again, at any time you could take these down. Remember, you're still playing with basically the same percentages as you would be playing at a bigger denomination. So, you know, this is so much percent of your bankroll, so you could take it all back down to 1 or down to 3 or whatever. You know, you are going to hit a 7 sometime here. Right? Point made 9. It's good for us this time. I'm going to say that pays 5. All right? And this time I'm probably going to take and just get the 5. And I have all the numbers. All right, we're off on the come out. And there's a 6.6. And a 9. All right, so there's another $5. I'm going to bump up the 5 and the 9. And again, I'm just going to keep going up like this until it stops me. There's a point made 6. Okay, so I'm guessing this pays 10. It was 9. I'm going to pay 10. I know that 6 and 8 are different, but it's because we had that extra one and the 8. All right. $9. We're going to pay 10. All right. Add 1 to each. And this is one of the reasons I really like Bubble Craps, is because you can add just $1 to it. And so basically you can be collecting all the way. But because you can play such small denominations, this $1 is actually a huge proportion of what you're betting. So when you add $1 to this, it's like adding 20% to it. And so that's one of the things I really like about it, 314. But just overall, I don't like bubble craps. And that's not that I think it's rigged. Do I think they could rig it? Yes, I do think they could rig it very easily. But the problem with rigging it is that all the players around the table, if you had don't players and light side players, the rigging it would not accomplish much. At 4, I'm pretty sure at 4 will pay 6. You know what I'm saying? So like, if you had a bunch of different types of players around there, the rigging it is not going to accomplish all that much, I don't think. It's not what I'm getting at. The point was something, because I just made money, so that's a 7 out. What I'm getting at with the rigging thing is that to make $1 or $2 that they're probably going to make per full group by rigging it, I don't think it's worth the risk for them getting caught doing it. So that's my opinion on the rigging part of the bubble craps. I don't think it's rigged. And also, I've seen guys online, AZ and Bubble Craps Checker and Crap Strategies Live. I've seen them guys win lots of money playing it. So it's not, I've seen them lose and win. So it's very, very common, very similar to normal craps play in that fashion, in that regard. But, all right, so let's, I'm going to run this one more time on the don't. We have actually not won any of our don'ts yet. So that's kind of, besides that come out winner. All right, 639. But again, guys, I'm not a bubble craps guy. The AZ and Bubble Craps Tracker and Crap Strategy Live, they're your sources for bubble craps info. I'm really not. Like, I won't play bubble craps. There's a 7.7. So I actually win money here, so that's kind of nice. It says 15 right there. There's 20. Let's see, 15. Racket. All right, here we go. Yeah, they're your guys. They're the guys you want to get with because they know way, way more than I do about it. And they've had a million hours more experience than me. Like I said, I don't ever play it. 0.7 again, so there's another $5 winner, which doesn't seem like a lot, but in this style of play where you're only betting this much, that $5 is actually a huge win. It's actually a very big win. So basically, this is just the same thing I do on normal craps. I just have knocked it down to these very miniature levels, which, in my opinion, for a beginner trying to learn how to actually get your bets out there and do different things, it's actually very helpful. Here, there's a $6 winner. To have something like this, to be able to sit down, put 40 bucks in or something, mess around with it. There's the 9, 6-3. And that is one thing I really like about it. This can be a $4 winner, a $5 winner probably. All right, so there's not one to bump up over here, so I'm just going to put them both on the 9. And the 9 right back. All right, so 5 is going to pay 7. We know that one. And a hard 4. So it's going to pay 8. I know there's a VIG attached to that and stuff, guys, but again, I can't pay to the penny, so I'm not all that worried about it. It's going to be pretty close. And the 6, all right. That 3 is probably going to pay 4. Although the 6 and 8, collect $2. And the 7, perfect. That was actually a pretty good roll, even though, you know, we'd built a lot of that up, but we were able to win 20 at the end after we made quite a bit of hits. All right, replace our 20 here. All right, coming out. And the 8, 5, 3, 8. And one thing I don't like about bubble craps too, and another thing I don't like, is they very rarely have all the, you can't play the ATS and you can't play them bets a lot. They do have that hot shooter one or whatever on some of them, but and it's hard to get to the hot bets, sometimes get back and forth. There's a lot of things about the bubble craps I don't like. Far more than I do like. But for a beginner, I do think the bubble craps is a good learning tool. So there's a 0.7. $20 payout. All right, here we go. And also, you know, you don't have a ton of risk here. So there's a frontline winner, 2-1-3. Oh, back-to-back frontline winners. So we're finally winning. We're in the profit. There's a 12. That's nothing. That's all the horn numbers, or all the craps numbers in a row. ATS would be looking good if you had one. Okay, here we go. And the 7. So 0.7 right after all that. So we'll just add $5 and pay it out right here. And the 7 come out 7, so we'll lose all this. Lose 20. Easy come, easy go. But anyway, so you know here's our 120. So we're up whatever the whites are. $16. But you got to think, out of 120, that's almost 10%. You're almost up 10%. And so not a terrible run of sitting there playing bubble craps to be up $16 if you only bought in for 120. It's not bad at all. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, you only won $16, but I only bought in for 120, so that's 10% return almost. You can't hardly get a 10% return in 30 years on some stocks. So again, it's all relative to what you're buying in for, what you're betting, how you're betting, you know, different things. And of course, we lost right there at the end. We could have been up $50 easily, you know. But either way, what I'm getting at is that this is how I would play bubble craps if I play, and when I do play, this is how I play. But I just don't ever do it. I just hardly. It's so rare that I play bubble craps that honestly, besides that time I was videoing, I can't remember another time I played bubble craps for a very long time. So anyways, this is Jacob from Wager Me This, and I was asked to show what I would do, and this is what I do when I do play. I just don't ever play. So again, if you guys got lots of questions about bubble craps, hit up them guys that do the bubble craps. Big AZ, Crap Strategies Live, Bubble Craps Trekkers. Them are your guys. Them are the guys you want to talk to because they know the stuff. They know the ins and outs. They play all the different types of bubble craps, from the single games to the ruse gaming to the stadium ones. They play them all. So them are your guys for that. I'm really not. And anyways, guys, this is Jacob from Wager Me This, and you guys have a good day.